Are boomers blocking progress for younger generations? I'm Bradley Sherman, and this is Population Next. And twice a month, I'm taking your comments and your questions, and I'm giving you some answers, some of my perspective into what the future looks like. And just a few weeks ago, I received a comment from an old friend of mine about the challenges he's experiencing as a Gen X worker. He writes, one of my critiques is that the emphasis on accommodating boomers once again comes at the expense of other generations. I roll my eyes when boomers complain about ageism in the workforce, when they have sucked the economy dry. The millennials and Gen Z rightfully have an axe to grind when it comes to housing, and downstream income flows. Gen X, however, is stuck behind a generation of boomer leaders who won't budge and pass the torch. And he points to an article featured in the Wall Street Journal, which you can access in the show notes below. But I wanted to take a moment to unpack this, to unpack it for all of you subscribers and all of you who are just showing up on this channel, because I think this is a very common perception, especially amongst younger generations. But this is nothing new. Every generation has had some degree of strife with the generation that was above it. And placing blame on an entire generation is entirely problematic. Now, do I think that there have been some choices made by boomers that have negatively impacted younger generations? I can answer that with a resounding yes. But then I follow up the question with, so what? Those decisions were made years ago, if not decades ago. They've taken quite a bit of time to show up. And now we're dealing with a new reality where these decisions have been made, they're built in, baked in, and we have to do something about it. As you know, this channel really focuses on the demographic realities of what's here and what's coming in the next few years and decades. And if we simply play the blame game between generations, we really risk economic calamity. We know for certain that there are challenges within the workforce right now, but these challenges go for people perhaps not moving out of the way, as some people would suggest, also to the economy and to the workforce not inviting people in. So this might have an ageist bent to it, but I'm going to ask people to push back against that, because we are living in a reality now where there are simply fewer people to go around. There are fewer people in each generation each year. And in order to keep our economy humming along, we need greater workforce participation. Now, this includes engaging older workers, that is, people post 65 in later careers. Now, they might not be working in full-time jobs. They might not have those management positions that they won't get out of, but we need them engaged in the economy. We need that economy moving with them, not against them. And we all need to be giving up a little bit to help secure a more prosperous future. Now, time and time again, we hear this question about wages. Wages have, in fact, flatlined over time. This is not a generational question. This is a question about our employers and how they're compensating us. It's also a question about the expense of education, because that has gotten astronomically high. It's also a question about housing. There's too little of it that's affordable. And of course, we can look at other things too, like the rising cost of healthcare, the rising cost of education. And we can start to put together a picture that doesn't blame generation by generation for the challenges that we're facing today, but rather takes an assessment of where the problems are that exist outside of generational blame and focuses more on the solutions that we can build to create a more prosperous future for everyone. Now, let's be clear here. We are in a period of time that is truly unique in history. We have declining populations in terms of births. We have rapid aging of the population and extensions of healthy longevity at the same time. We need to to figure out how to maximize this as much as possible. And that's why on Population Next, both this podcast and my Substack at populationnext.com, I'm working to help you uncover not only the challenges that we're facing today, including some of that generational strife, but also some of the opportunities that we can seize as we move to a world with fewer kids, more older adults, and likely greater migration, both domestic and international. So I thank you for your questions. I thank you for your comments. Keep them coming in as fast as you can. I'm trying to keep up on them as much as possible. And of course, I'd like to respond to every message I get. So follow me on LinkedIn as well if you want to reach out there. The future we build together. And I look forward to hearing from more of you. Thanks again for joining Population Next.